What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Trading Live with Bubba. Boy, yesterday was a little bit wild overnight, but it really wasn't much during the day, and there's not much today either, but we'll take a peek. As we look at the markets right now, we're getting a pretty solid rally, but we have no real speed to the market. There's not really any great opportunities to look at here. So again, it just becomes, you got the Fed tomorrow, the FOMC, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. But as we look, you can see that there's very little volume. There was a potential buy that we missed on the euro currency down here. But again, I don't worry about one or two trades. When I'm only getting one or two trades, I'm not happy. But as you remember, last Thursday, I said there'd be a big down move coming. And of course, it showed up Sunday night overnight. In the meantime, as we look at our general markets, okay, Apple, which we saw put spreads last week, exploded higher. Okay. Now, again, be careful this week. You got a lot of earnings coming out with, I think, Facebook and Tesla tomorrow, Apple on Thursday. You got the FOMC tomorrow. So you don't really want to trade into those things. You really would rather wait till afterwards. But in the meantime, Apple, there's nothing for us to do. We made our money on the long side, and that happens to be that. Amazon is very overbought. Their earnings are a week from Thursday. You could look, and I would potentially look at selling some call spreads. In fact, let me look at it now for this week. I wouldn't sell them for next week. I would sell them for this week. Let's take a peek. Let me get to my screen. Amazon. I know you can't see it, but I only got so much space I can show everything, so I have to do what I can do. Okay, so let's see here. 240, 250, 245 for $1. I could do that. I'm going to work that at $1. 240, 250, 245 for $1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work that order. And now let's go back and see what we got going on here. Coin, really in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing I can really do with it. Okay. I do like it. I do own it. But again, I own it in my retirement account. Crowd is exploding. I'm sure this is a sale. And of course it is. Okay. I don't know why they're exploding today, but they are. It doesn't really matter. I would certainly be willing to sell some call spreads here. Now, again, I would, if it was busier, I would look into selling a little bit more aggressively, but it's not busy enough right now. So I'm just going to look to take advantage of the overbought condition right now. Okay. So if I look at the 405, 407.50, the same dollar, I'm going to sell that for $1 as well. Okay. Or try to. Okay. That is what I'm looking for. Again, I'm looking just for it to sit still and not get too crazy. And again, I think it's a relatively easy dollar to make. Meta has earnings tomorrow, I believe, so I'm not doing anything with this. I will tell you though, the expected move in Meta is about $50. Okay, META. The expected move for tomorrow is $50. If it moves outside of that range, okay, so if it trades 720 or higher or 610 or lower, I will take the opposite side of the move. Okay. If it does one or the other, I will take the opposite side of the move, but today I will do nothing. Google, right in the middle of nowhere. We did sell it on Thursday, and notice what happened. Okay. IWM, we did sell it last week, and look what happened again. Right now, unfortunately, the way that the whole market's traded out, it's not leaving us much opportunity. Okay. And again, the key to remember is if there's not opportunity, then there's no reason to get involved. Okay. Microsoft has earnings tomorrow, I think, as well. So I would not be interested, but I know that Microsoft's expected move is $20. So if it moves 6% or 7% either direction, I will take the opposite side, excuse me, of that as well. MSTR, which we made no trade on. Okay, let's be clear. but we did talk about potentially selling it, and it would have worked. But again, this is a much bigger product, trades at a ridiculous implied volatility. So I'm not looking for you to get overly involved here. Nugget, okay, which we did sell last week as well, came in perfectly, and you can see that again. We're not gonna win them all. Let's just see if anything's going on in the regular market before I look at any more. Not really. Okay. Again, there's not enough edge for me to want to get overly involved. So I think it's better and easier to stay out. Okay. Let's go back to this. NVIDIA, this is one I definitely would be buying. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and set that up now. Now, this one I am going to get a little bit more aggressive, and based on the move it had, okay, and based on a lot of factors, NVDA. Okay, so I'm going to sell, okay, I'm going to actually go out a week, and I'm going to go to February 7th, and I'm going to sell the 131, 121 put spread, okay, which is basically creating a long call. Okay, it's creating the 121 call, okay, that I am paying $3.52 for a call that's trading at 5.30. Okay, so I'm willing to make that trade. I'm getting a net credit of 648. Okay, and that is the same thing as buying the 121 call. Okay, so again, if it goes past 131, I won't make as much, but my risk to begin with is $1.70 less than it would be if I did it the other way, if I just bought the call. And I think it's important to understand how to learn how to create trades to take away the common risks we know. We know in options, our risk is time decay. So if I can cut the trade smaller, okay, and take less risk, okay, I'm willing to give up the miracle trade, okay, knowing that if I save $1 to $2 on every trade and I make 5,000 trades a year, how much money did I save? Okay, so it'll make up for any time that one went farther than I thought it could go. Does that make sense to everybody out there? Okay, I know there's a few of you out there. Okay. In the meantime, those of you that are out there as well, we do this new trade now, a ratio trade, that if you're interested and like to look at it, email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I'll send you a recording. You can see what the trade's all about. It's a great trade and a great opportunity. But in the meantime, so we get filled on NVIDIA. Okay. Just make sure I get filled on. Okay. So now we go back here and take a peek. Again, not much to do. Okay. Everything is just basically stoic and quiet, kind of going sideways to higher. We've seen the one pullback. This was the one opportunity of the day in the S&P to be a buyer. Now there may be an opportunity to be a seller later, or there may be another buying opportunity, but right now there's nothing. I mean, I cannot get any edge to trade, so why should I bother? And you can see that pretty much consistently through all of these charts. Okay, so let's go back here. The Qs, Quebec. We're in the middle of nowhere. Nothing to trade. Okay. SMCI, a little bit oversold. You could sell some put spreads here. I would have no problem with that. I'm not, because I got a big enough position there already. Okay. XYZ, which is the new square, new symbol. Nothing to trade. The SPY, getting close, but we would need more like around 610 before we'd want to do anything with it. Tesla, getting close. Now again, Tesla is out because earnings are tomorrow. So I'm not going to make a big trade going into earnings when I have no idea how the market's going to react. I'd rather react to the stock after the earnings come out. Wind, nothing. And of course, Zoom, big move. Wow. Zoom would be one I would be looking to sell as well. Okay. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Zoom, Zulu Michael. Okay, I'm going to sell this for this week. Let's see here. 88, 89. Yeah, there's not enough juice. There's not enough premium in it this week, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it for now. But if you're watching at home, it's one to keep an eye on. I certainly will figure out a way to get short later. Let's go back here and see if there's anything worth looking at. Again, unfortunately, when the conditions are as they are, and you would have thought with yesterday's action, you might have got some more volatility, but unfortunately, we are not getting it. Okay. So we have to be patient and be able to wait for the trades when they show. And they're, again, as I look at this board, I did make this trade here. Okay. That was the only one we made together. And there's really not much here to look at. So again, once again, why should I become overly aggressive? Okay. With a market that is not giving me those opportunities. And I think you have to be, prepared and ready to go. And unfortunately, we'll watch for another couple of minutes, but unfortunately, I think we're gonna have another short session because, you don't need to hear me dribble and drool about what's going on. And we'll see if we get any action here in the next 4 minutes. We'll stick for the next bar to see if a trade is created. But right now, it's like I'd rather be on the golf course. And I think one of the biggest lessons you can learn as a trader is know when to just observe or not even look. Because again, you're not going to miss anything. And if you learn to trade with probability on a regular basis, you'll make yourself much happier and you'll be a much better trader. Okay. If you stay away when times are virtually ridiculous. Okay. So you can see we're not getting any volume anywhere. We're not getting any speed anywhere. We're not getting any real activity. So we'll stick around, see if something changes, but I doubt it. Again, I think that I do think that the markets may be potentially changing directions, but you do have a lot of news this week that could change anything that I might think, especially what is the Fed going to do? Are they going to cut rates? We certainly know the president wants them to cut rates, but I think if you understand economics, that's about the worst thing they can do is to cut rates, okay? Because it does not help the average person. So obviously nothing going on, nothing to trade, maybe the Russell, but again, we're not seeing anything right now. So I don't really see a lot to do. So I'll see you on Thursday. Have a great day, everybody, and be good, be careful, and don't get too crazy. Adios.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.